Most people think confidence is about having the perfect words. It's not. True confidence is about staying grounded, especially when someone's presence feels bigger, louder, or more powerful than yours. If you've ever gone blank in a meeting, over explained to sound smart, or felt your voice shrink around strong personalities, this video is for you. As someone who studied communication and consulting frameworks, I've seen how even the most brilliant professionals lose their voice when pressure hits. Stay until the end because I'll share the exact 5 phrases that help you sound calm, capable, and confident, even when you're intimidated. Phrase 1. Let's take a moment to think this through. When you're caught off guard, your instinct might be to feel silence. But silence isn't weakness, it's control. Example. Imagine someone challenges your idea abruptly. Instead of rushing to defend yourself, you pause and say, let's take a moment to think this through. That one line does 3 things. It slows down the pace, it signals composure, it recenters the conversation on logic, not emotion. The psychology behind it? Our brain mirrors others' energy. When you slow the tempo, you unconsciously regulate the other person's emotional intensity, and you take back power without confrontation. The calmest voice in the room is often the most influential. Phrase 2. That's an interesting point. Here's how I see it. This is one of my favorite deflection phrases. It works when someone's tone feels dismissive or dominant. You acknowledge their point, but you don't yield your perspective. Example, if a colleague says, I don't think your idea will work, you can calmly respond by saying, that's an interesting point. Here's how I see it. This subtly communicates, I've heard you, and I still stand in my view. Psychology behind it? It satisfies both egos, theirs by being acknowledged, and yours by maintaining agency. That's emotional intelligence in practice. Validation without submission. Phrase 3. Could you clarify what you mean by that? When someone's tone feels condescending or aggressive, our instinct is to defend or explain. But this phrase flips the dynamic. Example, someone says, you clearly don't understand the strategy. You respond calm and curious. Could you clarify what you mean by that? Suddenly, they have to explain themselves, and you've shifted the pressure back where it belongs. Psychology behind it? This activates what's called a cognitive reset. Instead of reacting from emotion, you engage their rational brain. It also communicates confidence through curiosity, the mark of a grounded leader. Here's what most people don't realize. Curiosity is disarming. It's a quiet form of power. Phrase 4. Let me pause for a second. This one is deceptively simple, but its goal in high-stress moments. Example, you're presenting and forget your next point, or someone interrupts mid-sentence. You say, let me pause for a second. It buys you time, steadies your breathing, and shows control instead of panic. The psychology behind it? Your nervous system follows your language. By verbalizing the pause, you give your brain permission to slow down and regain coherence. Professional confidence isn't about speed, it's about steadiness. Phrase 5. Here's what I suggest as next steps. When the conversation feels unbalanced, maybe someone dominates or dismisses your ideas, taking initiative at the end helps you reclaim structure. Example, you calmly summarize. Here's what I suggest as next steps. That shifts the energy from reaction to leadership. The psychology behind it? Clarity equals authority. When you provide direction, you frame the conversation's conclusion, a subtle but powerful psychological move that signals competence and composure. Let's break that down. When you guide the next step, you remind everyone, including yourself, that your voice has value. Here's a bonus tip for you. The best way to handle intimidation isn't to be louder. It's to be slower. People expect defensiveness under pressure. When you stay measured, you create contrast, and contrast commands attention. True confidence is calm energy. It's not about overpowering others. It's about not being overpowered by the moment. Let's recap the 5 grounding phrases. Let's take a moment to think this through. That's an interesting point. Here's how I see it. Could you clarify what you mean by that? Let me pause for a second. Here's what I suggest as next steps. Each one reclaims presence without aggression. They remind both you and the other person that composure, not dominance, is where real confidence lives. If this resonated with you, do comment below, "Calm is my power," and subscribe for more tools on communication psychology and professional confidence, because we're learning how to lead, not just react.